Hello, everyone. Before we get started today, I wanted to let you know, especially if you are one of my loyal listeners that is looking for a little bit more, I've created a paid subscription option for the podcast for 99 pence per month. On top of this being ad-free and just purely being the essence of the episodes, I will be doing bonus episodes, some personal update episodes, and we'll also include any information, invites into any virtual workshops or online things that I do in the future. So if you fancy it, check out the show notes below with the link and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Self-Improvement Project. In a slightly strange way, this is one of the first times I've recorded an episode first thing in the morning. I usually do it later on in the morning or in the evening, so it feels a wee bit odd to be doing it first thing in the morning, but I feel fresh, I feel inspired, and hopefully you're listening to this with a nice open mind. As today I want to debunk the thought around, or maybe the common perception of progress. So, quite recently I wrote an email talking about progress that I've made in the last year, and I boldly stated that I've not made any progress. Now, obviously, this is an exaggeration, but this is an idea to alleviate the pressures that we put on ourselves when it comes to we must make progress in order to fulfill our potential and live up to the expectations of the world. Obviously, we don't want to be instilling long-term negative habits that will be a detriment to our health or our relationships. However, to flip it onto the progress that we make each year, I've had a bit of a realization that beyond maybe the obvious routines and structures of education where you have a goal every year and if you achieve that you're working towards it, into adulthood there isn't much structure in that sense. And when I think off the top of my head of any progress that I feel like I've made in the last year, it's not that obvious to me. It's something that I struggle to come up with quite quickly. And this made me realize that we are harsher on ourselves than we need to be. Perhaps we're conditioned and programmed to only acknowledge exceptional progress. The expectations of the world maybe belittle our perhaps small yet significant achievements for ourselves. Overcoming mental barriers or feeling more positive about ourselves is a much bigger achievement than some sort of certificate to some people. And I think we connotate progress with big changes, those extremes that exist in our lives. They're the most impressive to tell people, so if we don't do that, then we potentially are not as worthy, I guess. Now, I've barely made any big changes in the last year or so, which again leads me to that thought of the visibility of the progress that I've made. But as a lot of you will realize and understand, that when it's a long-term journey around living a particular lifestyle, goals and achievements are not what leads you. It's becoming a type of person that leads you. I actually reflected upon how little or how invisible the progress is that I have made, but I'm actually really proud of it. I'm proud of elements of my discipline. I'm proud of my stamina and longevity. And I'm at peace with that. I think that peace comes from listening to myself, listening to being true to myself, being true to what I want without feeling the pressure of other things influencing that as well. I think this comes with experience, potentially, with as you get a bit older, you start to appreciate how important the smaller things can be. Not just in day-to-day life, but when it comes to achievements. I'm lucky enough to understand what I love to do each week, what my hobbies are, what brings me a sense of peace each day, each week, each month. And those things I want to continue doing. I don't need to achieve anything with those. I just want to continue doing those things. I don't take them for granted. I want to enjoy continuing to experience them. And this is your permission. This is your permission to accept yourself, to accept that perhaps small little tweaks and adjustments in your life to how you want to live and who you want to be is a much bigger achievement than any potential visceral achievement that the world needs to acknowledge. What is it that makes you happy in the long run? Is it the fact that on top of a full-time job, you get to continue doing your hobbies and work on yourselves? Is it that you have relationships, friendships that you are proud of, that you have kept up over the long run? Is it the fact that over the long run, you have an amazing relationship with people in your family that you are proud of? All of these are examples of progress. It might just be a little bit unorthodox or less sexy, I guess, to tell people about. But from my perspective, I think these are a lot more impressive than these major achievements that you see other people in life making. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm not belittling how great big achievements can be. I'm just fighting the corner for how all these small, tiny things can actually make us a lot happier than we think. So as always, write to me. I love receiving emails each week. You might have heard it's my favourite thing as well. So thank you again for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers. Hey guys, me again. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and if you're not ready for the Becoming Unstuck in 30 Days self-led course quite yet, why don't you try my free ebook I created? 5 simple steps to improve yourself and your life. I made this during the very first lockdown of the pandemic, in the early days of the self-improvement project. It's a quick go-to when you're feeling unsure what to work on when improving yourself or your lifestyle. And the great starting point if you're trying to figure out how to live a more fulfilling and simple life. The link for this will be in the show notes for you. Have a good one.